So your thoughts clicking on this video is you might be a pulley right now. Hell, you might not have enlisted yet, but you're thinking about joining the Marines. And me, as you as me, going into boot camp, you probably have a lot of questions, wondering what's going on, because they hype up boot camp to make it a big, crazy, nonsense mess where you get messed up every day. But I got some notes here. I actually just got out of boot camp last Friday, so now I'm Marine on private, and I just wrote some notes down to help you out, give you some advice, because I went through a couple YouTube. I couldn't find every now and then, but they want to hit the major points. They would just say, look up, keep your head up, and keep pushing. That's pretty much all they say. But I actually got some points to tell you what to do. So first one, receiving week. When you get to boot camp, you're going to be up for a day and overnight. You're going to get there about 10 o'clock at night. You're not going to sleep that night. You're going to stay up all next night until the morning, throughout the day, and then go to bed. So try to sleep. I know it's going to be hard. You're going to be anxious about boot camp. I'm going to boot camp the next morning. But the night before, make sure you sleep. Because at MEPS, at like 04 in the morning, when you wake up, you got to be at your recruiting station, you're not going to be able to sleep until 2 days later. Because they don't let you sleep at the MEPS, even if you're waiting for the bus or the flight to leave to go out to San Diego or Paris Island. You don't get any sleep. They will not let you sleep. I fell asleep at MEPS. They woke me up instantly. They sent me to my MEPS for the Marines, and they threatened to pull the ticket on me. They said, you want to become a Marine? If you fall asleep again, you're not going to. You're not going to go to boot camp. So make sure you sleep the night before. Also, going back to receiving week, you're going to get there. You have to put your head down on the bus. You're going to be at the USO all day until late at night. For me, I lived in Arizona when I went to California for San Diego. So I was at the USO for 6 hours before we even left for boot camp. So you're going to be stuck there. But receiving week, all it is lines. You're going to be marching with your temporary drill instructor. He's not going to be screaming at you and stuff. He's going to make you stand up and sit down when you eat chow. But most of the time, you're just going to be walking and waiting in line. But what do you do when you wait in line? You get bored and you think. You're going to be really homesick for the first couple weeks. When I was in receiving week, I was so homesick. Like, the thought of my mom made me want to cry. But that's when you're going to really regret joining, but it gets a lot better. So just get through receiving week and look forward to the next event. As an event, I mean Black Friday. When you get to Black Friday, you're going to meet your drill instructors. It's going to be a little bit of a culture shock at first, just them screaming at you and stuff. But your first thought's going to be, oh man, I'm not going to take this for 13 weeks. But just remember that they're only like that for like the first 2 weeks. So when you live from next event, because if you talk to the older recruits when you get there from their different weeks, they're going to be saying, oh, lives chow to chow and Sunday to Sunday. So what living the chow to chow is like look forward to the next meal. So look forward as in saying wake up morning, eat breakfast, and then look forward to from breakfast to lunch. So what we do in the morning, I was lead series in my company platoon. You'll find that out when you get to boot camp, is we'd PT in the morning. So I would look forward after PT, you'd eat afternoon chow. You're already halfway done with your day. Then after afternoon chow, you go to classes and you probably drill because you have initial drill, you're in first phase. And you're going to get messed up because your first phase, they call you disgusting recruit, but you're just not knowing what to do. You're still in the culture shock. So you're going to go straight into classes. There's a lot of classes that are in first phase. After that, you're going to go eat evening chow, and then you're pretty much done with your day. You got an hour or two. For the first couple of days, you're going to go straight until you get showered by the counts, which means they're going to count you down shower. Like, you got 200 drill instructor seconds to take a shower, 100 drill instructor seconds to brush your teeth, 100 to shave your face, and they'll count you down. It's whatever. It'll change real quick. But after you get Black Friday, look forward to T-Day 14, because from like T-Day 1 to T-Day 14, even the F days, you're just going to get messed up. You're not going to do anything fun. Once you start in T-Day 14, you're going to start doing the obstacle course, a confidence course. It's fun. And then after that, look forward to Camp Pendleton for San Diego. For the Paris Island recruits, I don't know. I didn't go to Paris Island. I went to San Diego. But look forward to Camp Pendleton. That's really fun because you don't get to see your drill instructors at all. But that doesn't make Phase 2 the best because you learn how to shoot. That's cool, but the drill instructors mess you up all day during Phase 1. But they kind of even it out. They give you this little space. They'll be like, oh, I'll mess them up this much throughout the day. And then for Camp Pendleton, you're with until the third week, the last week, which is field week. I'll get into that in a bit. You're with your PMIs. You'll learn about them. They're the ones that teach you how to shoot correctly, and your coaches all day at the range. And so they mess you up about 13 times in a span of about 2 hours, or the 4 hours to get you. So your drill instructors are going to become your worst enemies in a way. Is don't disrespect them, but they're going to kind of make your life hell. You're going to hate them for a while, especially your kill hat, because Camp Pendleton is Greenbelt Nation. You'll understand that when you get there. For the drill instructors are going to say things to scare you. I remember back in first phase, they were telling us you can't leave, the fastest way is graduation. And a lot of people, you got to push through it. Some people, when they get there, they don't think they can take boot camp, which I was one of them. But you just got to remember to just push through, grind through it all. Just remember that it only gets better. That's the number one thing. One day, it's going to get better than the other. You're going to have days where it's hell from getting in. Like initial drill, our platoon took second on initial drill. But our senior drill instructor is our drill king, so he messed us up all day. It was bad. So just remember, everything gets better. But the drill instructors, they'll say things to scare you. So they'll talk about Camp Pendleton, and Camp Pendleton's very dirty, and they'll tell you how much you play in the dirt. Which play in the dirt, you'll find out when you get there. And they'll talk about pink eye, because pink eye, it can be a problem with your platoon, but it can't. Or, well, my platoon only got like 4 cases of pink eye, and it was one recruit had it twice. So technically only like 3 people had it. And the drill instructors will tell you, because you're not allowed to touch your face at boot camp. If you touch your face, like, oh, I got a scratch, they're going to scream at you. They're going to yell, quit touching your face. Or they're going to mess you up, they're IT you, because they have. I've been one of them to get IT'd for touching my face. But they'll talk about pink eye, and they'll say, if you get pink eye during second phase, they'll drop you. Or if you get pink eye, the whole platoon will get it, and then you're just disgusting. But they will make fun of you if you get pink eye. We had a recruit that got pink eye twice in both eyes, and the drill instructors called him butt eye for pretty much the rest of the cycle. Everything is done for a reason. Remember that. From most of the things you do, I would say, especially during BDR, when you do your counts, you'll learn that, and prepare to hydrate with the canteen, you'll learn that it's mostly drill movements, but everything is done for a reason. Like when a school circle, you have to have your legs crossed like Indian style, and you have to have it tight to your body. It's because they're in phase 2. That's how you shoot to qualify, and if you don't qualify, you get dropped. We had a recruit that got dropped from Bravo Company, and I was an Echo Company, and since it was 4th of July, he got dropped back 2 weeks. So that's been extra half a month at boot camp. I'm sure you guys don't want to spend an extra 14 days in hell. Remember, everything's done for a reason. Don't get an attitude when they're messing you up, like Scudge Brush online, on deck, online, on deck, or the canteen, online remove, on deck remove, they'll make you put down. They're doing that to pass time. You won't realize it at first. You'll think you're getting punished, and then you'll get like pissed off because you're getting punished. But then you'll start to realize, especially if you're Firewatch for first hour, that they're just doing it to mess with you. Especially dumping out your war bag. You're gonna be dumping out your war bag more times than you can count. Like, I probably did 400 times. And there's only about like 90 days in boot camp. I'm not even kidding. So you get square away time. So square away time is you get an hour, give or take. First phase, you're not going to get a lot. They're going to make you pull your markings off, your foot lockers, your racks and stuff off your hangers, your canteens. They're going to make you do that. You have inspections, and so they're going to act like you got in trouble. They're going to be like, oh, you guys don't want to sound off, foot locker marking online. And they're just doing that so you have fresh foot markings for the next day. It's just all part of the drill instructor's madness, which is, trust me, they went through boot camp just to learn how to train us. But don't use your square. When you get your square away time, that's when you get letters. You won't start getting letters till about like training day 4 or 5. When you get your letters, do not use your square away time to write letters. You use Sundays. I went to church. My church was Christian Science. They gave you like 30-40 minutes before our service started to write letters. To use that time. Don't use square away time, especially if you're getting ready for initial drill, an inspection. Don't mess around with inspections because you can get murdered. by your senior drill instructor, and that's the one person you don't want to piss off. You'll find that out real soon at boot camp. You do not want to piss off your senior drill instructor because he's the only one to save your life there from the other drill instructors. And trust me, you'll know your kill hat is real quick because he's the one that keeps the quarterdeck on fire, and you'll understand that phrase when you get there. But do not use just square white tie and right letters. Work on your uniform. Work on your sleeves. I'm going to hit that. That was one of the last things I want to do. Don't be that guy with ass sleeves. Roll your sleeves during first phase. Because second phase, you're not going to have your sleeves rolled. You're just going to have them down the entire time. Remember, wearing your deserts. And pretty much you have a whole 3 weeks where you don't have any practice rolling sleeves. And so you don't have a second phase to perfect your art of rolling sleeves. You have first phase, and then when you come back down to camp or MCRD San Diego, you better know how to roll some tight sleeves. I kind of messed up and I slacked on my sleeves a little bit, so underneath, you get a little bulged up. You will probably have that problem during first phase, but I kind of had that problem during third phase. And then for the first week of third phase, I was known as the guy with ass sleeves, and do not be that guy, because when you're at boot camp, you're bald. You don't have a high and tight. Like my high and tight's barely there. You're bald. You look the same. You dress the same. You wear your woodland camis. But the only thing that separates one person from another is their blousings, kinda. They all look the same. Your blousings aren't gonna look that good because you're rushed in the morning. But your sleeves, you're gonna get judged on your sleeve. If you have bad sleeves, the drill instructors are gonna pick on you more. Trust me. Make sure you know how to roll sleeves. So when you shave in boot camp, shaving in boot camp is important. You got to have a high. You want it up here to the top of the ear. Mine's a little lower because I let it go down because now I'm a Marine, and you can cut it to the oarless, but you want it super high to the top of the ear, and shave every night, but don't shave against the grain. Don't go up. You're not getting inspected every day. Like, I know the drill instructors are probably gonna slay me if they heard me say that, but will they check you for shave? The inspection. Inspection is the only day where you shave up against the grain. You get that perfect shave. Drill, final drill, initial drill. You make sure you get the perfect shave up against the grain, everything. But just every day, just shave down. Get the big hairs off the face. That's the ones you want to focus on, so you don't have Elvis Presley growing on. Because I didn't shave for like 2 days in a row because I did start slacking on it and I got messed up for it. But if you just shave down every day, you're gonna be fine every night. Just make sure you don't shave against the grain because you're going to get really bad razor burn. And then you're going to come on the fleet with razor burn looking like ass. And it's not going to be pleasant. Like, it's not going to be pleasant at all. So this is a part no one talks about, but I'm going to talk about it because recruits, and during first phase especially, have a problem pissing the bed. I'm swear to God with you guys. Pissing the bed at boot camp is a huge problem. Like, it is a huge problem. So we had someone in my platoon that couldn't stop pissing the bed. I'm not going to say his name. It's out of respect. And during third phase, think about it. You got through 80% of boot camp. You're in the easiest part of boot camp, other than the crucible. And you keep pissing the bed when you fall asleep at night and you get sent home. You get sent home, you're just a civilian again. You got through the hardest parts of boot camp pretty much, other than the crucible, and you get sent home for pissing your bed. Like, you're about telling your family that. Like, it's actually a huge problem. So what to do? I actually never had a problem with it, which is really weird. But I think it's just because I heard people start having the problem in like the first week, and people were. I'm a very talkative guy. I'm very outgoing, so I talk to people during first phase. And that's one thing you're not gonna realize. That everybody's gonna be to themselves during first phase. But don't chug a whole canteen before bed. So because your canteens are actually a liter, and if they look small, they look like they're probably by the size of a Monster can. But they're probably a little bit taller. They're probably about right here, but they're super wide. And people don't understand how wide they actually are. And they're a liter full. Like you 2 liter pop, half of it, and you're chugging a whole half of one. You're stressed out because you're in boot camp. You're slain because you're super tired. You've been on your feet for 14 hours, and you go to bed. And you don't wake up and be like, oh, I gotta piss, and then you piss yourself. You wake up and your pants are soaked, is what people tell me. And that's a big problem. So what I always did, just to be safe, is I'd fill my canteen halfway. Chug it, because you chug your canteen every night before you go to bed. And you got to hold it out like this with the cap. It might be different. My platoon was Echo. I was Echo Company, so it might be a little bit different. But you hold it out to make sure you've drinking it all. when they don't check if it's full before. They just check if it's empty. And you could be lucky and be that guy that doesn't piss himself and can chug a whole canteen, but I mean, sure dice if you want to roll it. Oh, this is a big one, especially in your sports and if you're a good player in sports. So in sports, football, twist your ankle. Twist my ankle, coach. All right, take it easy. Stand to the side. For boot camp, you twist your ankle. You pray that it heals as fast as possible because the drill instructors have no sympathy at all. We had this kid, and this was during Marine Week. And Marine Week is when your drill instructors treat you like Marines, and they are so cool with you, especially your kill hat. Your kill hat's you're gonna like your kill hat more than any other. Honestly, any other drill instructor, maybe other than your senior. My senior drill instructor was honestly never around near the end during second, third phase, and then Marine Week he showed up like once. Probably he showed up like not. He never showed up. He was never with us, so we kind of stopped caring about our senior. But your kill hat will be your best friend during Marine Week. You might not believe it, but trust me, he becomes the most badass guy you know, and you'll respect him for what he did, what he's done to you. But don't milk injuries. They will not care. We had a guy, his foot was completely torn to the bottom, blistered. He ended up going back to medical and had 3 days of bed rest during Marine Week. Like, that's nuts. 3 days of bed rest is nuts in boot camp. And his foot was completely torn. He could not walk. He could barely walk. And it was during the Crucible, and they just say nobody cares. I had pneumonia in both lungs during first phase, and I had 103 fever. Joshua said no one cares. The only person that cares is medical. For medical, don't be the guy. You'll be a medical warrior because they will drop you real quick. I went to medical 2 different times. I got a fever during Marine Week. I had strep throat, and they just gave me a shot, and I was on my way. I had to follow up the next day. It's whatever. And then first phase, I had pneumonia. Went to the medical. They gave me some medicine. They gave me a day of bed rest. The drill instructors are going to talk crap to you during bed rest. They're going to say, oh, you're going to get drops and this and that, but their job is to make you anxious and worried because you're supposed to be stressed. Boot camp is training you for combat. You're going to be stressed. Same with injuries. You get a sprained ankle in war, in combat, I don't know, maybe 2 years if we're in North Korea or something. If anywhere, Iraq, and you twist your ankle in combat and you're running, no one's going to feel sorry for you there. The enemy's not going to feel sorry for you. You could be on the television, and I'm sure you know what that means. So never feel sorry for yourself at boot camp because the only person that's going to feel sorry for yourself is you, no one else. Alright, this may sound weird, but recruit training isn't funny. There's stuff that happens in recruit training that makes you laugh. We had a guy, he said to make emergency head call. Don't ever say that. And he had to run up and down the squad bay saying "be-do" like a minion. That stuff's funny, but you do not laugh because everything's done for a reason. I still don't understand why we do stuff like that, but just don't laugh because the drill instructors will say, even your senior drill instructors say recruit training isn't funny because everything's done for a reason. But just remember that don't laugh. Don't be the funny guy because I was the guy that got caught smiling and getting messed up. That was during first phase. I learned my lesson, trust me, because pain retains discipline. And remember when you're a little kid and you keep acting astray and your mom whoops you and you're like, damn, that hurt. I'm not going to do that again. That's like getting IT'd. Don't talk to the RSP. So it might sound weird now, but RSP, it's like the separation platoon. I don't remember what R stands for, but something separation platoon. They're the people that they're getting sent home due to saying they're going to kill themselves, going SI, or just injury. They could have asthma, a medical injury they didn't know about. And there's some that really want to be Marines. And God didn't bless them with the ability to become a Marine, which honestly is horrible. I couldn't imagine wanting to be like a Marine my entire life, going there and having an asthma attack and getting sent home. But there's some that are just pieces of crap and they show up, oh, it's hard, and they just say, I'm going to kill myself or something like that, and they get sent home. Do not talk to them, especially during first phase. During third phase, you're going to be all motivated. You're going to be like, I'm going to be a Marine soon. Third for Crucible, let's go. But during first phase, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to run into them during church. I'll explain church in a second. So you're going to be miserable during first phase. It's just whatever. It's the hardest phase. It's the one that really breaks you down mentally. And you're going to see them, and they're on their way out. They're going to be there for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And they're going to tell you, oh, it's so nice being RSP. We get to watch movies, we get to talk, we get to mess around, and you're gonna get really tempted. Was I tempted? No, because even though I wanted to go home really bad, I knew I couldn't. So, just don't talk to them. They're a bad influence. Whatever, their company is not going to impact you and make you more motivated to complete boot camp. Trust me, because they're on their way out. They don't give a shit. Um, so this is controversial. Don't make a graduation calendar. Did I have one? Yeah, I did. So I didn't know this until third phase. I didn't get caught. The person next to me, my rack mate, got caught. But recruit calendars, like graduation calendars, are actually contraband. Like, they'll mess you up if you have one. I didn't know that. I actually kept mine in my Bible, but the reason why I say don't make one is because the days are long. Staring at those things, especially during the first phase and second phase, and staring at it and being like, damn, I have 8 weeks left, or I have 7 weeks left, or I have all these days left, just looking at it is going to, it's not going to help you out. What I did, my recruit calendar, I had my Bible. This is actually when I got in boot camp. And I had, like, in the back page, I had it folded up. I'd take it out every Sunday, and I'd mark off 1 week. Look at it, be like, all right, I got this many weeks left, let's go. I can't wait till Monday because that's when the next training day is. Fold it up, put it back in there. But if you're the guy that every single day pulls it out, mark one down, stare at it for 20 minutes during square away time, thinking about home or whatever, it is going to ruin you. It's going to kill your motivation. It's going to make the days seem longer. If you want to make a graduation calendar, it's up to you. Keep it hidden. Don't be the guy that shows it off. But my advice is, if you're make one, do what I kind of did, but they're not going to make boot camp go by faster. You know what I mean? It's going to be the same, like, no matter how much you look at it. It might be motivation, but to me, I always thought they unmotivated you, made the time there longer or feel longer. All right, this is a big one. Don't be that guy. Every platoon has them. I don't care if you were honor platoon or not. My platoon was 1 point from honor platoon. We were a pretty good damn platoon. We took first and second at every single event except range. I think we took fifth, which is we still overall shot a 305, which is expert. But whatever, that's beside the point. But you're gonna have that guy. You're gonna have the guy that messes up a lot. You're gonna have the guy that gets you messed up. He's gonna be the guy like that doesn't mark his canteens or his hanger. So when they come out for BDR, they're like, oh, your hanger's not marked. Get all your markings online. So you hold him up. He's just gonna be the guy that gets you messed up, especially during first phase. Try not to be that guy. If you are, whatever, people are gonna hate your guts, honestly. But try not to be that guy. I never was that guy because I'm actually like not the smartest, but I'm really fast. I think working fast food for 2 years actually helped me with that, being super fast and working efficiently, but try not to be that guy. All right, this is a big one. This is actually not a big one, but do not be afraid to eat, especially at boot camp. You're gonna burn off a lot of calories. Me, I honestly ate so much chow. I think I ate too much. I walked in weighing an unhealthy 187. Could do 6 pull-ups. It's not that good. I ate every single chow. I would fill my plate up so full with bread and just pasta and food. I filled it to the point where food would fall off my tray when I would sit down. I couldn't keep food on my tray. I'd have to move it around, arrange it. And I lost 10 pounds, which not that much. I was actually shooting for, I wanted to be 170. I wanted to be like 165 when I got out, and right now I'm like 178, which is all right because my pull-ups went up by over 12. I can do 18 pull-ups now. And my waist size went from a 44, I think, to like a 30, 34, 32. So I leaned out a lot, but don't be afraid to eat. But don't go crazy with it. There's going to be dessert. Your drill instructors might let you get dessert. Your drill instructors might not. My drill instructors didn't mind, so I would get dessert at night before I go to bed. Just like, oh, it's an easy day. Grab a slice of dried up brownie or whatever, dried up cake. It tastes like ass, but you're at boot camp, so it tasted amazing. But just eat a lot of food. You're gonna burn it off. You're gonna lean out a lot. I leaned out a lot. I can't think of anybody that came out of boot camp looking worse. Also, for the bigger guys that come in, the drill instructors are going to say that after the crucible, they're going to weigh you in. And if you're overweight, they're going to drop you back in training. You have to do PCP, which is the physical conditioning platoon. You're not going ahead in train days. You're just getting messed up every single day. And then you have to do crucible again, which is not true. They don't do a final weigh-in. I'm sorry, drill instructors, go behind your back, but they do not do a final weigh-in. We had so many people in our platoon that would starve themselves. I remember the last week we had a guy named Adamson. I don't think it matters, but he was like a pound under his max. And he was a big guy, muscular-wise, but they don't care about in recruit training, like, because I'm pretty muscular, not only muscular, but like, I don't look disgustingly fat myself. But he was a bigger guy, he was muscular, but I remember the last week, he would only eat watermelon and like apple, like every day. Like he starved himself, he was miserable, he had no energy. And that's how I did the crucible. During the crucible, you're getting messed up for 18 hours, probably more than that, 20 hours. It sucks. I hate the crucible, like, honestly, it's horrible. I'm going to let you guys experience it because it is definitely an experience. And I'm going to say his log drills. That's all I'm going to say about the crucible. But he would give away all his chow. During the crucible, I don't think he, in the 3 days, I only thought he ate a packet of peanut butter. I think that's all he ate, and just drank water and had an apple. I can't think of him eating anything because he was so scared of being overweight. He comes down. We made it to the top of the Reaper. We get our Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. We're Marines. We come back down. Warriors breakfast. We haven't weighed in yet because we didn't know. So you know what he ate? I think 2 bananas. That's it. And just like a glass of orange juice. Like he starved himself and was miserable, like so weak to the point. And then family day came around, no weigh in. Graduation day came around, no weigh in. So he was miserable. He starved himself. He was super weak for the crucible because they told him he wasn't gonna. They had to do a final weigh-in, but they don't do a final weigh-in. Doesn't mean if you're a fat body and you're only doing 60 sit-ups and 8 pull-ups and you're running your 3 miles in 27 minutes. Doesn't mean just be content. Like go all out. I walked in my initial PFT. I think I ran like 27 minutes, and now my final PFT I ran like 21, which definitely needs improvement for sure. But I always tried putting out. All right, for that, guys, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I'll definitely reply to them. But that's definitely boot camp for you. Just keep on pushing, live chow to chow, live event to event. You can live Sunday to Sunday, but I didn't like that. But trust me, don't just remember that you're there to become a United States Marine. It is the best feeling in the world on family day when you see your family and you're in your service Charlies and they see you as United States Marine. It's the best feeling in the world. And then when you come out, and all your friends, they all look up to you. Like when I got out, everybody's like, I was the center of attention. It's awesome. It's the best feeling ever. How everybody looks up to you. How people are like, thank you for serving, which is kind of weird because you haven't served a day yet. You're pretty much just the basic. You're a boot. But it's just really cool how you realize what you did because not only 1% does it. 1% gets out, become a United States Marine. And just remember that that's what you're there for. And it is so worth it. I didn't think it was worth it at first. I was starting to question myself for a second, but it is so worth it to become a United States Marine. I have one more thing, but I'm trying to think. It come to mind. Just keep pushing through. That's all I gotta say. Alright. Just put your questions in the comments. I'll definitely try to reply to them. I actually leave Tuesday for MCT, so after that, I'll be gone for pretty much a month, and I'll try to get to you guys. But definitely make sure you talk to your recruiters. Like, be honest with them about your medical, and they'll be honest with you. Because trust me, recruiters' job is their sole job is to get you in the Marines. Just remember that. So if you have questions, you're thinking like, I want college is I'm looking at the expensive because I joined the Marines for college. And you can be like, college is a little expensive. Just remember their job is to get you to sign the paper. So be careful. Make sure you want to become a Marine first because it is a big responsibility. I'm in this for the next 4 years, which I want to be a Marine since I was little. So just make sure that you know what you're doing. Be 100%. try to have your family behind you. I didn't have my family behind me because of political reasons, but I still went through it. But just make sure you know what you're doing, be fully committed, and if you decide to enlist, push through boot camp, earn that title, become a United States Marine. It's the best feeling in the world. They can't take it from you, and you're part of the best. But until then, Semper Fi.